Can I get a hallelujah? Someone saying amen. Can I get a thank you, Jesus? Lord have mercy. Praise him for all the goodness that he's shown in your life. If you got a song inside your soul, don't hold it back.
Welcome back to Latte Talk,
where we talk a latte.
It has been a minute, and we are here at Mel's.
Yes, Mel's Diner in Jackson. It actually is Mel and Faye's Diner for the official name.
Right. Yeah, don't get it confused with the, what is it, that other one? The
Yeah,
famous
Mel's. Yeah.
Don't,
Mel's
it's not
Diner,
the same.
yeah.
Not
No,
the same.
No. But this is, so we thank you for bearing with us. Garrett was out of town.
Yes.
Living large in Vegas.
Right.
So we were,
almost didn't make it back, but I did.
and now he's sweating it out.
I'm sweating it out.
Yeah. So, but we just are excited to be back with you guys today. And so we thought, Latte Talk. I mean, you can't do Latte Talk without doing it from Mel's, right?
Right.
This is our local diner.
We have sat and we're like, when you said it 2 weeks ago, I just blew my mind. I was like, why have we never done it here yet?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So it's fun. Mel's is a long time business in this area. It's been here since 1956. Actually started as a little diner right across the street from where the fire station is. So that parking lot right there, that's where Mel's was.
Right. The public parking area now.
Yeah, I waitressed there in high school.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, so super fun. I think I was, probably, it was my senior year when I started. And so I was probably like 17, but it was the greatest place. I mean, all of my best friends worked there.
Right.
And all the sister groups. There were like the Duclos sisters and the White sisters and like my best friend Gillian. I mean, we all worked there. It was definitely the place to work.
Oh, it was probably super fun. Now, you guys didn't have roller skates, right?
No.
That would have been perfect. That little tiny area that you guys just skating around.
Yeah.
Like the old
well, we didn't go outside and take orders. They actually came inside.
Right.
But no, it was such a fun place. And it's always just been such a fine oiled machine. So Mel and Faye are actually the diner owners now. Bart and Maura, it's Bart's parents.
Yes.
And so Mel was actually, he was the boss when we were there. Bart ran it. Bart was the one who would do everything in the restaurant. But Mel was, and I believe they both passed, right, Adam? Oh. So Mel was still alive at that time. And It was funny because at that time they had surveillance all throughout the whole dining room and everywhere, which you would, I mean, just for protection. But I always was told that he would watch the cameras to make sure that like everything was going smooth. So I was always scared to death, and I always wanted to make sure I did a perfect job. That was coming from a life where I didn't have a dad and I really had no authority in my life. That was like, oh my gosh, I got to do perfect.
Right.
Isn't that funny?
Well, that keeps you on your toes though. So
Yeah.
At least you knew you were going to work hard.
But it was a super great place, and it was so fun to work there. I mean, you made really good tips. I mean, Mel's has always been busy, even now.
If we think back to that time, right? The diners that were around here weren't that much.
Right.
There was few and far between. Now I think we have a big plethora, but this has been the longest standing, running operation, I think, in Amador County, right?
Well, and Mel's can't be beat. Like, nothing else can hold a candle to Mel's.
No.
I mean, so Bart and Mara are so amazing, and they're so community oriented.
Yes.
And I mean, they raise their kids here. Their kids are business owners here. Bry is kind of the one that's, taken the reins of the restaurant, it looks like, next, right?
Yeah.
Bo's in insurance. And I don't know what their third
Bradley?
son does. Yeah.
Bradley, last time I saw him, he was working here.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know if much more than that right now. Probably, just kind of just.
Well, because Bert and Mara still run it. So it's like they're just filling
and they're
in.
Here
but
all the time. And we talked about that too. With that being in the, what is it, the restaurant
food
business,
and
beverage business. My gosh, you have to be here day in and day out. Oh.
Yeah, but they're so awesome.
They
are. So I don't even know when this restaurant was built. So they expanded. They built a brand new restaurant.
2002?
2002.
Okay. I was going to say 2008, so I was close.
Yeah, but They built a whole brand new restaurant, like quadrupled the size of it, and it is amazing. I mean, it is, and you know what is so funny is it's almost like it didn't lose its feel. I think it gained more of its feel by coming here because, like, now they can house like the whole teams, right? So I mean, this is like the Cheers of Amador County, just so you know. And they did add a bar, but even though you don't have to walk into the bar to say hi, it's walking into the restaurant, and it's. So they like the dining room is massive. They built a downstairs to it, so they were doing banquets pre-COVID. Added a bar, BG's bar, and so it's. I mean, it's so much fun though because like when my girls played sports, and I'm sure even when you did, like this is where you came. When the game ended and you were coming to celebrate, you were coming here, and it's so funny because like. There'd be times that I'd even be texting them like, "Hey, the game's getting out right now," because they knew they were going to be hit, and it didn't matter even if they were closing.
You know, and that's what's crazy.
They're open for the teams.
And that's crazy too. What my thought was when I was in school and games would end or whatever. Oh, we're all going to Mel's. I was thinking, where does Amador go?
So
you know what I'm saying? Like, what did they have?
A lot of Amador comes here.
Did they? Right?
Yeah, they do.
Exactly.
I watched it because I've thought that same thing, but I mean, Mel's is like, it's such an attraction for the county. Well, it's in Jackson, and they're totally Jackson community, loved. It is. It's a county, and everybody comes here from all over. Plus, it's also like drawn so much attention. There's been so many celebrities that have come here. There have been people driving through, going to ski, to ski or up to the mountain. This is where they stop. So. I can't believe we haven't mentioned this yet. So it is home of the Moo Burger. The Moo Burger. This is what it's known for. So they do the Moo Burger. If you guys have not ever come and tried the Moo Burger, you've got to do that. But it has everything. I mean, it's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm actually not sure when it's not open. It seems like it's always open. But it's just such a fun family atmosphere. And you just walk in, and I mean, it's like they've known
coming
known
here
us for
too.
years.
It's like and you know when you have crazy kids, right? That you're like, oh man, it's gonna be a headache. Here, I don't ever have that problem when I bring my kids here. Now there was a funny story. I came here one time with a couple of my friends, and they had just like a newborn or whatever, almost toddler, right? She was sitting in the high chair. He was sitting in the high chair, doing whatever, and he knocked a plate off. Right now, everybody's it's loud, it's kind of chaotic. But he knocked the plate off. Nobody worried. They came over, they helped picked it up. But as the mom's going down to start picking up the fries, the kid grabs the plate of spaghetti and throws it on top of her. It was hilarious.
My gosh, dude. Where was your video camera then?
Oh my god, we were sitting right there, man. That table was the funniest thing ever. But those stories keep coming up, and that's what we're saying. Bringing kids here, no one batted an eye or like, oh, that kid was loud or whatever, because the whole place is always loud.
It's fun, and we have a lot of people that come from out of town, right? So like this, anytime you're like, oh, you got to take them to Mel's. My girls have a lot of friends come from college, and they're like, oh no, they have to go to Mel's. It's hilarious. One thing that I super value and is so I so appreciated was during the time of COVID. That small towns are hit hard when it comes to stuff like that. And Mel's did not shut down.
Really?
Did not shut down. And I was so grateful. I still
see they got the dividers up. So
they did what they were supposed to do. They followed all the protocols, but they did not shut down. And if anybody would say it to them, they're like, we built our business for too long. We will lose our business by shutting down. So they didn't. But I mean, God bless them. After COVID, it was such a nightmare because, nothing could get shipped, right? All the shipping containers are sitting out in the ocean. And so they were running to the grocery stores to get bread. They were running to the grocery stores to get eggs. I mean, it was crazy, but these people are resilient.
Make it happen,
and they were here for the community, and it was so important. I mean, they actually had things outside where you could come and pick up your food, and they would take it to you outside.
They made it work. And after doing it for so long, I think they were able to also figure it out, like, we can make this work. We've been through worse.
Well, it was a nightmare for them. Don't get me wrong. I mean, but they did it for the community. They didn't do it for themselves. They did it for the community. And that was so important because COVID was such a horrible situation anyway, that during that time when you were isolated to your home and you couldn't do anything, and then all of a sudden now you can't go out anywhere, you always knew you could go to Mel's. Like if you needed to get out. And the funny thing is there were so many people that were like, I cannot believe that they're open. Then don't go. You don't have to go. That's the funny thing. You get to stay isolated in your house.
Sure, you can choose that. That's fine.
So it was, and I say this, and people should know that in Amador County, I mean, during the time that they were shutting down our entire community, this is no exaggeration. I know this because we were on the school board. There were 8 cases of COVID in our entire county.
Really?
And they were making all the businesses shut down.
That's
we have more
insane.
cases of the flu right now.
Yeah,
like
we do.
8 cases, and they were made. So that's the thing. It's not. There
and
were
these
some
little
areas
towns
that were
like
hit.
that get hit harder
Yeah.
than the big areas because that we thrive on the community
Yeah.
being able to
Have
purchase
to
and buy
be.
things, right?
Have to be. That's it. And so that's one thing about this area. I mean, there were some areas that got hit massively hard
Yeah.
with COVID, and like they couldn't go out, and they shouldn't be going out, and the restaurants probably couldn't have stayed open. But in Amador County, like we should have had schools open. I mean,
Right.
it was ridiculous. We as a school board even voted. It was 4-1 that we voted in August for
Yeah.
the kids to go back. Or it was a July meeting. We voted for the kids to go back to school in a hybrid model.
Mm-hmm.
But the board president was the only one that was like, there was a lot of people in her ear who
Yeah.
were believing the same way she was believing.
Right.
She was the only one that could call a meeting without getting board approval. So
Wow.
she called another meeting. That was a 5.5-hour meeting that 4-1 vote that we would open schools in a hybrid model. There were 8 cases in the entire county.
Wow.
She called another meeting, which was ridiculous. I couldn't even believe it. And in that meeting, there were 22 cases in the entire county. Keep
Yeah.
in mind, we have 40,000 people.
Yeah.
There were 22 cases, and they decided in that one to shut schools down and go
That's insane.
what was it? Distance
learning.
learning for the first like 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm still so irritated. that
I'll
somebody
tell
could
you
do
what
that.
though, and I think it's a very key point that you're bringing it up now because we're about to go into a year where I physically believe we have finally gotten away from
Yeah.
that and we're getting back to the
Yeah.
normal day American process.
That's right.
I think it's taken us 3
Yep,
years now.
yep, yep.
Don't get that wrong, but
5.
and it's kind of 5, but 22 it really didn't end until get out of that whole thing to like
Yeah.
22, right?
True,
22
true.
is when we're like, okay,
Yeah.
it doesn't happen
That's when
anymore.
nobody's wearing masks
Right.
anymore. Yeah,
So
people
I
are back
say
to
3
normal.
to 5 years, but we're finally going into I think the year where everything's kind of coming back to flush and normal.
Yeah.
Interest rates are
Yeah.
starting to kind of come
Yeah.
down. Home prices are starting to kind of level out. Traveling is starting to be a little bit
Right.
better now. We did
Right.
have a little hiccup here recently because of the government shutdown.
Yeah.
But still, I went on a couple flights and it's easy to get in, easy to
Yeah.
get out. No
Yeah.
one's trying to push around. They're not trying to.
Well, now it's
cope
open
your
again.
dollars.
Yeah.
Right. Everything's
Yeah.
fine again. So I think it's so weird you're bringing that up right now because I really do feel like we're going into the year of normalization
Yeah.
and getting it back to the economics where we're supposed to be and we can
Yeah.
be thriving again
Yeah.
if we just stay
You
the
know, one
course.
thing I think though that has not really fully recovered: movies.
No,
Movies have
it's
not
hard.
ever recovered, and that's
It's
so
hard.
funny. It's almost like I'm speaking as though I am a director.
Well, it's
right?
because they make popcorn in movies and you like popcorn.
I love popcorn.
Yeah.
I'm addicted to popcorn. So one thing that is so interesting to me though is like during that time, I mean, they were still releasing movies. They were just
Right.
releasing them like on Amazon or
Right, right.
on
All digital media
all the
platforms.
different
Right.
the Prime or whatever they
Yeah.
were, right? And so it's now you don't see a lot of big movies that are going to the theater anymore.
No.
Like you still see them being released on those platforms.
Yeah, and you'll see them too, because there's some that get released, but it's like a day before, and then they'll still be right on the internet within the next
Yeah,
week. Which
yeah.
before you had to wait like a month.
Yeah.
You had to leave the theaters before you can get it on
Yeah.
any Netflix subscription. Now I have done it through summer, which this is a great place over here at the Deep Palace, or the place. I said Deep Palace, the place. During
We know
summer,
it as Jackson
during
Cinema,
summer,
those of
yeah,
us that
right,
have lived
right.
here our whole lives.
During summer, they do a program for the
Yeah,
kids
they
that
do.
they can get in certain days of the week for free.
Yeah.
And you get a free popcorn and a free
It's
sushi.
awesome.
And so we started doing it with our kids to get them into the movie deal.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
me and my wife are huge movie buffs.
Me
And
too.
going to the movie theaters. That was like the date thing, right?
Yes, so
we're going to
fun.
movies. Oh, do we want to go to
Yeah.
an expensive movie? Let's go to El Dorado Hills.
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So we're trying to bring that back into them because, again, I don't think kids growing up really know how to go sit
Yeah.
through and watch a good theater
Yeah.
movie. I used
Yeah.
to do, what was it, birthday parties. And we'd
So
go,
fun.
you
Yeah,
go
yeah,
bowling
yeah,
alley,
yeah.
and you go
Yeah.
to the movies, and then
Yeah.
you'd all be all done for the day. It was a whole
So
day
fun.
event, but
Well, and just know that, like, especially from our own community, like, it's very important that you go to the movies.
Yeah.
If you want our movie theater to stay open, you have to go to the movie because there's no way that
we
they're
only
going to
have
self-sustain.
so much stuff in Amador County.
Yeah.
The movie theater and the bowling
Yeah.
alley is about really it.
Yeah. But like when you're thinking about it, and you're like, what should I do today? Look up and see what's at the movie theater.
Yeah.
The woman that runs that is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
She's so awesome, and they're remodeling the whole thing. I mean,
getting
it's
new seats and stuff here soon.
it's
I'm
really
excited.
awesome, and they're gonna have like the reclining seats. It's gonna be really awesome. But make sure that you are going and paying to go to the movies, even if it's an older movie, whatever it is. Like, make sure that you're making that something that's a priority to you so that we can keep our movie theater.
Just like anything else, and Amador County is very heartened on it, is shop local, guys.
Yeah.
We can do the exact same products for you, maybe even better if you just do it local.
Yeah.
Real estate, clothing wear.
That's right.
Movie theaters. Just do the things that we have here, and then if you really can't, okay, go out. But get the locals first and help out this, because that's what's going to help our community continue to prosper.
Well, and it's funny too, now that you speak about shopping local and real estate, it's so funny because we have so many amazing agents in this community. And when we have homeowners in this community who decide to go to an outside agent outside of Amador County,
man.
It's so interesting. So first of all, you don't get the same representation because they're not local. So they don't know the local community.
Yeah.
They probably haven't comped your home the same because they don't know what a good neighborhood is versus a bad neighborhood in this area. And also, they don't do the open houses. They don't have the representation. They're not coming to the inspections. Like, it's just different. And see,
I think that's what's so hard too, because a lot of bigwigs say don't do open houses anymore. It's only for your appeal. Not here in Amador County, because we know everybody.
Yeah.
We want the big people with the money that we know are trying to move and come in and show your houses. That's the difference between working in a metro area to a rural area. Is these open houses, they're not there to build us up. We want to show your property and bring in the people that we know, because we know the community.
That's right. And it's kind of fun because when you find a lot of people from out of Amador County do look to move here. And they may not, their agent is not coming up here.
No.
So they really rely on the open houses because they'll look it up, and that's when they get to come without needing their agent to come and show them. So open houses, we've sold so many homes in open houses.
Oh, for sure.
And so it is something that's very exciting. But that's definitely, so shop local.
Yeah.
Frequent Mel's. Come in if you guys haven't had breakfast, lunch, or dinner. It doesn't matter what you're eating. They're amazing. And
another big tidbit coming up this January, we're going to be opening another big part of our division in Divine Properties in the BHHS. So you guys stay tuned for that, because we also want to show you in some of our next videos coming up some big project that we just closed on this week. Yeah. Which is huge.
And talk about how and why we're going into the adventure we're going into in 2026.
So you guys stay hot on that, all right?
Yeah, you guys have a wonderful week and hopefully all your shopping's getting done. Remember to shop local.
Yes.
But if you're not shopping local, you probably should start ordering now in order for it to get here on time. So you guys have a great week. We'll see you next week.